What's up, guys? It is JD from Let It Rip Adventures. So, what are we doing today? We are officially installing the Rough Country rooftop tent. Now, it did get shipped freight, so we got a couple concerns here. First off, as you can see right there, that looks to be good old forklift stab wounds. Box was a little dinged up, little damaged, was kind of a pain in the butt, but the wife and I kind of already broke the box open, and as you can see, it is actually pretty decent packaging as far as styrofoam and stuff is concerned. What does it look like over there, Ashley, where those forklift marks were? Go to that side and look. Does it look like it penetrated anything there?
Unless if it went, oh yeah, it definitely did.
It did?
Yeah,
okay.
come and look.
Okay, that's neat. What we got here?
Right through the bubble wrap through there.
Yeah, but as you can see, it doesn't look like anything was damaged, but it does look like it was shish kebab. So take that into consideration. Now the issue with this is we've had this tent for a while, and I never, I guess, really looked it over as far as that stuff is concerned. If you are getting a Rough Country tent, definitely take the opportunity. And I'm not saying it was Rough Country; they did a good job packaging this. But the shippers, we've all dealt with it. They could give two shits less, to be honest with you. So we're gonna get this out of the box. There is a little bit of assembly that comes along with this. The tent and everything is already done. All you pretty much got to do is install some hardware for your mounting brackets, mount a ladder, and everything else is pretty much done. So let's get this unboxed and we'll be right back. Okay, we found it out. So you do have to partially open the tent up. Once you open the tent up, you get your mattress out of the way, and there is your hardware pack, your ladder, everything is tucked inside, and I'm assuming down there next to the tent, which you can't really see, there is a canvas. The canvas cover, so once you fold everything up when you're done camping. Now it's cool, it does come with a mattress. It does come with an LED light strip that lights up that you can plug into your truck so you have lighting inside the tent. And already what I can tell, actually it feels very thick. Seems like very decent material, so we'll see how things kind of hold up or what it looks like. Now there is all kinds of other attachments as far as adding things to the Rough Country. You can add like an awning, a like annex, and a bunch of miscellaneous other stuff to this setup. So that's part of the reason why we decided to go with this. Price point wise, it's pretty close to comparable to everybody else's, so that's not a big deal. We just looked at the quality, ease of access, and it took what, if it wouldn't have been for freight, most of the other stuff showed up in a couple days. So we're gonna finish getting this stuff unboxed. We'll show you what we got and go from there. All right, it is one of those things I can already tell. Have you ever taken a sleeping bag out of the bag and then trying to get it back into said bag? Seems like that is going to be a challenge with a soft top tent. Now everybody says that they get into the overlander game and they always start with a soft top, but they said it takes anywhere from 10 to 15 minutes to get these broken down, where like if you go with a clamshell or hard shell, flip it up, flip it down, and close it up and away you go. So there is going to be a learning curve with this aspect of things, and I understand that. For the price point, and if you're, comparable to other ones, they're right in the ballpark as everybody else. And what's nice, I guess some of the competitors as far as overlanding tents, they're all starting to get extremely competitive when it comes to the price tag. So what do we got inside? Once you get it out of the box, check it over. I did have a small dent. Obviously it was from shipping, and I wish I would have opened it up and noticed it ahead of time. It's not gonna damage the integrity of the tent or anything like that, but even still kind of a bummer. So inside the tent, guys, you actually have your mounting rails, and you can see you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 holes where the bolts come through the inside of the tent into your mounting rails, which at that point you install the hardware, which is I'm assuming in one of these boxes, you mount the hardware to those rails, and then you can mount it to your said overland rack. Now, we did go with all the same product as far as the overland rack is concerned, as far as the tent is concerned. That way, hopefully, everything works well together. Now, I did watch the Rough Country install video, and they're like, oh, it's just do this, do that. It's extremely easy peasy. You know, that is definitely, it's never the case. There's always a challenge that comes along with it. But this looks to be right here is our LED light strip. Yep, that's what that is. You've got all your cords that run to the inside of your truck, and there is an actual access panel on the back side of this tent that allows you to run the cord into the inside of your truck to be able to plug in your LED strip. So we've got the extendable ladder, which gets mounted onto that. After we get all the hardware for the mounting system, and it sounds to me like this is, let's open this up here, guys. Sounds to me like this is all the mounting hardware. Yep, sure is. So they even send you with the wrenches. You've got all your hardware, all your sliding mounting rails, your ladder hardware, which is right here. And then these are the bottom brackets to actually mount it to your overland rack. So the 6mm bolts, which are the small guys, and then you've got your 8mm bolts, which actually go into your rail like so. And that's what actually mounts to your racking system of your truck. So when it goes to mounting your rail to the tent, you're using these small guys. You're gonna use a washer. And then obviously you got your nylock nuts right there. So what you have to do is you have to reach inside of the tent, and you have to stick these up all 6 locations, and then you can see that there is actually mounting holes to the rails, which is pretty straightforward. So that is going to be the next step. Let's get these all shoved through the bottom of the tent and then get our rails mounted, and we'll go from there. I'm not wearing a microphone, guys, so I'm hoping the audio comes across, but this one goes all the way down to that end. And we'll grab this one right here. Right there, and then we're going to take this one, line that one up right there. Okay, as you can see, they're lined up over the hole, and then we're going to start getting these lined up and get them installed.
Well, as you can see, it's all booty Judy right now. He's inside, sandwiched in. He's putting the rails on. It does take 2 people, one to hold the rail and one to go in. How's the air in there?
2 to go. Yeah.
Those are your best view. I like that angle.
Yeah. Committed. All right.
All right.
There you go. So after you get your rails installed, next step is going to be put these right here. Now this is actually the mounting hardware that mounts the tent to your overland racking system on your truck. Now everybody says you start with the soft shell, or everybody goes to this because of the price point, and then eventually you end up moving into a clamshell or hard shell style tent, because I've already noticed, like, I've mentioned that earlier in the video, once you take it out, it's like try to put it all back in, I think is going to be a challenge. But with that being said, I noticed something else that maybe you kind of get what you pay for, and if you compare the soft shells to the hard shells, they're pretty close to the same price. You're paying over $1,000, so I guess it's the little things that I'm kind of nitpicky about. For example, this right here. Now this is the mounting hardware that actually mounts your tent to your racking system. In their video, they show that when you put this bolt through here, you're actually supposed to be able to take a hammer and tap a hammer to get this to seat in here. That way it stays like it's supposed to, because once I slide this into the rail system here, which is just like so, now if I let go of that, it has the ability to be able to spin. Now obviously once the tent is the right way on the thing, hopefully that this falls in there like it's supposed to, but I'm not a huge fan of that, not sold on that. So there's a total of 8 of these. We've got 2 here. We've got a couple here, and then once you get them installed, guys, you take your end caps so they can't fall back out, and your end cap just goes on the end here. Okay, then I'll show them the bracket here, babe. Oop, careful. And then this is the bracket that actually goes around your overland setup just like so. And then you run a couple nylock nuts and some washers, and it fastens everything to the top of your truck. How's it gonna work? How's it gonna hold up? Seems well built. The overall construction aspect of things, we're gonna put it to the test and we'll let you guys know. Okay, next step is the ladder. Now that we got the rails, we've got the tent flipped back over, we've got it sitting on the table, and then from there you have to install the hinge hardware for said ladder. What it is, you got your little 6mm bolts, your remaining bolts and washers, your little 10mm nylock nuts, and what it is you take a bolt, put a washer on it, and then you reach inside the tent. I'll try to do that one-handed here. Okay, and she's coming through, and boop, just like so. Okay, let me try to get you positioned here, guys. And then it's going to be another washer and your nylock nut. Okay, then we're going to do the same thing with this one, and then from there we get to install said ladder and open this thing up. Right, so as you can see, guys, what I actually did is I left these a little loose to make sure that I adjust the ladder, and I actually had to manipulate this hinge, and you kind of want to leave everything a little bit loose until you get everything adjusted accordingly, and then we'll tighten everything down. Now, attaching the ladder to the hinge, this is important right here. So come on in here, babe. Okay, you want to go your bolt, you want to go a washer, and then you want to make sure that you have a washer. Show them right here.
The white one, the plastic one?
Come around this way. You want to make sure that you have a washer on both sides of the hinge. That way it has the ability to move when you open and close said ladder. So we're going to go this. Okay, then we're going to go a nylon washer. Gonna go through the hinge. I'm gonna go another nylon washer.
Yeah, another
metal one, and then your nylon nut. And then we will tighten everything down once we get it situated. So on this side, we're gonna do the same thing. You got your bolt, you got your washer. You're gonna go through, and then we are gonna go a nylock washer. And see what I mean about leaving everything loose, guys? It gives you the ability to manipulate everything where it needs to be. And then we got this, got another nylon, this, and then this right here. Okay. And then as you can see, guys, now that ladder stays attached to the tent, and the cover itself is actually formed and conformed to having the ladder on top of the tent. One of the big issues I did here with the soft top tent is going down the road. I heard air has a tendency to get up underneath those covers and they balloon out. So we're already anticipating that I may have to get a couple of extra straps to strap around the cover once the cover's on, so we don't have an issue with it ballooning up, blowing down the road. But this is kind of cool. Like I said, your ladder just slides in, and then it's got these quick releases, and then everything is up out of the way. But as you see, pull it up. It locks them in place. We'll release them, and then drops down in, and there's your fully extendable ladder. So we're going to tighten all this hardware down, guys, and I think we're to the point of opening this thing up. Yeah, all right. I told you on the next clip you'd see us out installing the overland tent, or the soft top tent, rooftop tent, whatever you want to call it, on top of the racking system that we actually purchased from Rough Country. Now, as you can see, I didn't show that because it is pretty straightforward. Now, those bolts that you ran into your rail system, there's a couple nylon nuts with washers, tighten everything down, and it is solid. It is not going anywhere. Now, I 100% do not trust the whole nut zert situation, and we actually put a couple crisscross straps on the inside there just until I get comfortable and familiar with how this thing is gonna handle itself going down the road. And you will see probably in future videos, what we actually did is took a couple plastic corners or edge protectors, put them, there was one here, one there, and then on the opposing side, and we took a couple extra blue straps to match the truck and the wheelers and wrapped it around the tent itself, tighten it down that way to guarantee the tent or the cover isn't going to balloon up. So from this point, we're going to get a couple straps loose, and we'll show you how easy it is to actually flip this tent out. And we've got a pretty nice location for us here in Wisconsin. Most places are not open for camping yet. Everything is still gated off, but there is some places you can get down to kind of check things out. So let's open this tent up, and we'll show you what it's all about. All it is, guys, you got a couple Velcro straps. You get this one, and then we got Ryan behind the camera. Say what up, Ryan.
Hey, what up?
Yeah, he is doing some recording for us here. Wife is over there starting a fire. So you've got those Velcro straps. You've got this one. You've got one over here. You've got one over here. Where's the end? Supposed to have one over here. Is this one? This industrial grade, that's one thing I will say about this tent so far, is the industrial grade Velcro, it is no punk. So we'll come around to the other side here, Ryan. Careful for the rocks. And then we've got this, goes down in there. And we're not going to edit this, so I'm going to show you how long from start to finish it takes to set this tent up. Now, since you've got your Velcro straps, you hop up on your good old tire, you grab your ladder, and it will just flip open. All right, Ryan, so this doesn't, well, actually, let it just do its thing here. Ah! Oh, we blew a ladder.
Just didn't scratch the paint.
Didn't scratch the paint, thank goodness. Okay. It didn't have my lockers located. No, that'll buff out. What? Fire's looking good there. So now there is little retainers on these guys. That is to prevent that from doing that. And some hoosgow was slacking. Come on. There it goes. And it is that fast, and you've dang near got the start of a freaking tent. Okay, so how long we've been recording? Can you see it on there?
2:35.
2 minutes and 35 seconds. We're 3/4 of the way, have the tent set up already. Haha. So we got some rainfly here. One thing I could see could be a challenge, babe, is we may need a small step ladder. Yeah, for like putting your rainflies and stuff up, but we'll see if I can do it without it. What's that? Okay, so you unclip this, you unclip this, put your Velcro down so it looks good. And then, in the side of the tent here, there are some holes. This one goes like this. There's the hole. Struggle's real, guys. Can't find the hole. Okay. Boom. I think this side clipped, did it? I want to make sure that clips before I decide to get up on said ladder. There it goes. Alright, alright, alright. We're winning. Should have a couple more holes here. Just like on the other side. Come on. Actually turned out to be a very nice day. Now, if you guys are curious, we're filming this on Easter. We did our camping or our family stuff and all that, so we figured we'd take the opportunity to see how this is going to work, what it feels like when you're inside said tent when it's on a pickup, because this is our first endeavor with a overland or a rooftop tent. That goes right there. Boom. Is it looking like a tent, Ryan?
Yep.
Yeah. What do you think so far, buddy? It's the first time you've seen it.
Yeah, that's something.
Yeah. He says it's something. Oh, we blew a rod. Yeah, see, or this one I could see be a little challenging, not to mention this one and the one in the front. So I'm determining, or I'm thinking you may either be able to do that one from in the tent or in the tent, or I'm not sure on that one yet. Yet to be determined. And now come around to the other side here, Ryan, on the other side of me here, and I'll kind of discuss. So now those are some of the things that people talk about getting a clamshell style tent and this style tent, because if you get a hard top or a clamshell, literally you flip it open and you're done. There's none of this installing tent rods or whatever the case is. So we'll see in the future if we end up upgrading to something different. But for now, I like this one so far. It still gives you the fact that you feel like you're camping in a tent, because growing up for us, now we didn't have the fancy campers or anything like that. It was all tent camping. So this still kind of gives you that said vibe. And then I'm gonna steal that from Ryan. And you can see that you have one more right there. I'm not 100% sure how you get to that one. I'm thinking once you're up in the tent, reach your hand out through the window. Otherwise, how would you get that one? I'm thinking you almost got to be in the tent, right?
Or you could take off your shoes and walk on the roof.
Yeah, that sounds, I don't like that. Yeah. And it is up. Okay, this is my first impressions. Now you see the cord here. Obviously when we're permanent someplace, we will make this a little better. If anything, maybe come through the back window of the truck. But the reason for that is, so the ladder's out. This is your shoe storage bag, so you can put your shoes in there so they're not sitting on the ground. And then this is the inside of the tent. You got your little LED strip back there. This is a full-size sleeping bag, and as you can see, I've got room to both ends, so you're not touching the ends of the tent. You do got a sunroof there if you choose to. If your rain flies off, you can get that wrapped up out of the way. I will say that the tent poles on this side for the rain fly, those are a little more challenging because you can't get to them because they're over the cab of the truck. But I was up in there, and I am relatively surprised. I thought for sure it's way more stable than I anticipated. That's the easiest way to explain it. So that is going to do it for this one, guys. This is the rough country setup as far as the rooftop tent. Now, if you're curious, if you go back and look, this is the rough country rack. This is the rough country molly panels. And then this indeed is the rough country tent. But I think it looks pretty sharp. I think it looks nice. Fits good on top of the taco. Now having the airbags that you stiffen the suspension up, you can have 2 people up there comfortably, and it's pretty badass. So I'm gonna go hang out with the wife for a couple minutes, and like we always say, guys, if you want, hit that thumbs up, hit that notification bell. If you want to see content when we post, if you want, subscribe, it's free. Pushing towards that 2,000 subs, and like we always say, guys, on to the next adventure.